Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome back to Up the Reds TV with me, Andy Cambe. It is Friday and it's beer night, full week in work, all done and dusted. Now, looking forward to the weekend, and we have a game to play, don't we, tomorrow at 3 o'clock against Southampton. So this is the preview one for that, and just bits from Arne's press conference as well. So let's get the injuries out of the way, which you always do. Cody Gakpo is still not 100% right. He's felt something yesterday and was hoping he might be training today. If he is, he's doubtful if he's going to be involved tomorrow on the bench. Maybe miss PSG, but might be back for the Newcastle final. I hope he's back for the final because he deserves a bench at least for that game. So he's still feeling the effects of his foot injury there, and it was done actually in house. It wasn't from a game. It's where he blocked a shot, and it's been giving him some jip. So hopefully he'll be back in a week's time. And obviously no Joey, no Connor, still out, long-term injuries, so we won't be seeing those. So up to Arne's press conference today then. Do you know what? I really, really do love his press conferences. I used to love Jurgen Klopp's press conferences, but he was a bit bitey, whereas Arne Slot is so informative to us Reds, and really we should take note on what he says, because he totally sees a game from a different perspective to what we fans do when we're watching it on the TV, when we're in the ground. And I'll just touch on a bit of what he said about his too much ban on that. So I really, really do like him, and they're so knowledgeable. It gives you a different insight to what he sees, and his coaching staff for that matter see from their angle. So first question, Alisson, best goalkeeper in the world? And he said yes. He said, look, they had 27, 28 chances, PSG, but he said in his eyes, he made 2 world-class saves, and that's what sets him out as being different from the other goalkeepers. And I have to say, I thought he made 3 or 4 world-class saves, if I'm honest with you, but Arne just was looked back on the game and he said it's 2 world-class saves. He was asked about the result in general, as a whole. His words were, we weren't lucky, we were really, really, really lucky. So obviously, he's not daft, is he? He's the head coach of Liverpool Football Club. He knows that his players didn't perform to their full capabilities, and that PSG were very good all over the place. And you have to give him credit for saying that. So, but he also did say on the plus side that in the second half, they were just allowing PSG to take shots from outside the box, and they weren't hurting us as much. Although Ali did make those great saves, didn't he? And that big hand save where he palmed it away into the 18-yard box, but there was enough Reds there to clear that shot. So, but yeah, he said, look, my side was, or this team is mentally and physically strong, especially in the second half performance, where we went on the counter attack, and Harvey Elliott scored to take away that 1-0 win. So he's he's not silly. He tells it how it is for us. So, but yeah, his focus. Somebody mentioned about the 3 games coming up in the week, and he said, look, the focus I've got is totally on Southampton. We have 3 cup finals to play this week, and yet again, he's asking the supporters to get into the ground 30 minutes early and not 5 minutes, create an atmosphere, he says, because his players, his team will need that strength of character to get them through this game, because he mentioned Southampton being like PSG. Now, some of us might scoff at that comment, but I don't. I totally understand where he's coming from. You've only got to look at the Wolves game, where they're down at the bottom. It was comfortable for us at half time. I was at the game, and the atmosphere went a bit flattish in the second half because we were under the cosh for most of the second half. We didn't have a shot on target or in that half, and so he wants us to treat this like a cup final. He wants the songs to be sung, and he wants to hear the 12th man, as we're known, to come to the fore and help the lads get a victory. As I mentioned, he's mentioned Southampton. He said they play like PSG. They will have man-to-man marking. They will try and counter. Look, I'm not being sort of like cynical here when I say this. They are pants. Southampton, they are at the bottom of the table with less points. They don't create chances, as many chances, but they do have little spells in the game, and we need to be on our game. We will be on our game. We will have to be patient, but an early goal will settle the nerves, not only in the stands, but for the players as well. Like he said, the players have good physical shape, mentally as well. So, and the focus really is just on that game and not Tuesday's game against PSG or Sunday's game against Newcastle in the final at Wembley. He said that Southampton play a similar formation to PSG, but they haven't got the players. PSG are one hell of a good team. He said he was then asked a question about injuries and squad rotation. I thought that was really interesting. I mentioned it on here a few times, but he reiterated again that if he could, he would use 14, 15 players. And he said that injuries we've had them. He mentioned Jota, he mentioned Ali, you could mention others, Trent, Curtis Jones, even Harvey Elliott had an injury, didn't he, early on in the season. Robbo, I think Ibu's been out as well, and so you can see players get injured. Nunes has had a spell, hasn't Diaz. So yeah, he likes to use small squads, but he's saying that in the Premier League you cannot go a full season without any serious injuries, and he was totally right there. But he gave credit to his staff, sports science people, the way that they are protecting the players in not getting the injuries. And I think that boils down to the players having their individual plans, which I touched on as well in a previous video, that they don't just come in for training, do the training and go and play snooker like old school for 10 hours in the day. They are given food programs, they are given fitness programs that they can do at home, or they can stay behind and do those in the gym. And it's been fantastic this season, really, really has. He said that, look, he's got a good nucleus of players. He likes to keep a small squad because they are used to playing with each other. And it's been proven right with him this season, with all the games that we've played, and and we just have to laud him. He really has been a top coach for us. So he obviously wants that atmosphere. He's going to get it. No doubt about that. I put something out on Twitter as well, which I always do when he wants the backing, he wants the songs to be sung, and we will sing them. I'm not going to be at the game. I'll be watching it on Al Jazeera, just like most of us who can't get to the game and get a ticket for that. So yeah, we'll just have to see now what team he plays. I think he'll go strong, just referring back to the PSG game, I mean, he did say that, look, he said that the players were mentally and physically strong. And he said PSG had 70%, Liverpool had 30%, but he said when you look at the data analysis and take that into account, the 30%, you might be doing the same runs as you are on 70%, but mentally they're not the correct runs. So you'll see a difference when it's 70%. That means everybody's getting a touch of the ball. You're working that extra bit harder. But when it's 30%, not everybody's working at full pace, and you can see that some are and some aren't. But yeah, he takes all that into consideration. So, as I say, I think he'll go strong. It'll be Ali for me, Trent, Ibu, Virgil. It will be probably Tsimikas go left back. Give him a run out against Southampton. Midfield, might see Curtis come in, either for Ryan, Maka or Dom, and see probably, does he trust Nunes enough to start him and take Jota out the equation? I would personally keep Jota in there and go Diaz, Jota and Mo, and let's get at him, because we need to get the muscle memory back for this game to be ready for the next game. And by that I mean that the players were off, weren't they? Nearly a full week before the PSG game away at Paris. So let's get the muscle memory back into the legs, the arms, whatever, muscle memory is even in the head for your brain. Your brain has muscles, so just get that. Need to get that back and deal with Southampton, get the 3 points, and go. Would it be 16 points clear? Now, 16 points is a massive gap psychologically before Arsenal play. So it will just. Do they play United, is it, this weekend? See, I'm not even looking at Arsenal's fixtures anymore. I'm just concentrating on ours. Look, we possibly got 17 games left to play. Obviously includes the final, and if we get all the way to the final of the Champions League. So the season's far from over. This is going to be one of 10 games left in the league for us. So let's get this done and dusted as early as we can, and that'll be great for us. You mentioned the senior pros being absolutely outstanding, and obviously we talk about Ali, we talk about Verge, we talk about Mo. I always throw Robbo in the equation, but yeah, he's saying that they have. The senior players are showing great character, in the squad. So, which is great news, and they're great in and around the the camp, you know, during training days, and obviously on match days. Okay, so I've given you my thoughts about what the team's going to be. I'm not too worried about Southampton, if I'm honest with you. But I did say that against Wolves, didn't I? And as I say, I was at the game and it was a bit fraught in the second half, but we managed to get over the line. But Southampton are a different kind of animal. Their manager is under pressure from their fans, some board members. They're not playing really good football. They've taken some hammerings, but we're just like a 2-0 or 2-1 winning machine, aren't we? Rather than going for the 4 or 5 goals. But let's see what happens tomorrow. Okay, if you like this video, give me a like, share the video. If you're new to watching the video, please subscribe to the channel and enjoy some more content that I do about all things Liverpool on here. Right, enjoy your Friday evening, whatever you're doing, and I will speak to you on the post-match after the game has finished tomorrow. Up the Reds.